Hey, howdy. So, we're doing more Risk of Rain Returns, and we get a bit of a gimmick this time. I already unlocked Artifact of Origin, and if you notice, we now have a little friend. So, I felt kind of bad, because with the Artifact of Origin, I realized that the one run that I showed was the run where I won, so I got a new plan. No damage modifiers, modern rule set, no artifacts, rainstorm. I'm going to try to beat the game as this little shrimp. This is going to go horribly and I'm very excited. So, what is this little dude? Risk of Rain Returns has a secret character, and this is he. It's a Robo-Mando. It's a little, like... I want to say he's like an action figure, but he's like a, what's the word for these? It's just like a little drone. A remote-controlled drone that goes to planets and gathers materials. But if you notice, two things. First thing is that he's meant to be like Captain from Risk of Rain 2. He's got the hack, he's got the taser. The other thing you'll notice is that he is weak as hell. He's meant to be a secret character, and he's also meant to be a meme character. So, like, whoopee. But I figured, if I'm ever going... I figured I may as well rip the Band-Aid off now, because every single time from this point forward, I'm gonna end up accidentally spoiling his existence through the character select screen, so I may as well just show it off here. And be like, yeah, this character exists. But the process of unlocking this little goober was so frustrating, because I didn't fully understand the rules that he needed to follow. Also, look, this is the hack. It's actually really, really good. I could see this character being really fun in multiplayer, where you're just you're the silly little guy that's being escorted around, but just by virtue of you being there, you and your friends can get items for free. Like this. What large chest? But the process of unlocking this little monster was ridiculous. So, after combing through quite a few Steam guides, this is what I eventually settled upon. You have to do it in 2 runs. Kind of a similar process to unlocking the Lost back in the old days of Isaac. It's super meticulous, and it's runs that rely upon the actions taken in other runs, meaning it can derail very quickly and force you to do everything all over again. Man, I remember unlocking the Lost the old-fashioned way, but I'll talk about that after I talk about how you get Robo-Mando. So, run number 1, you need to get a strange battery, basically the same MacGuffin that you used to unlock Rex in Risk of Rain 2. So, in order to do that, you have to play on Drizzle specifically, and then go to... make sure you don't have the Artifact of Sacrifice on, and then go to either the left edge or the right edge of the world, and there will be a little pot that you can open up. You open up the pot, and inside there's a strange battery. Next, you need to go all the way to the contact light, and then you have to go underground to that funny little area with the dancing golems. After you get there, you have to go through a crack in the wall and find a secret area inside of that secret area that houses a little equipment chest. Now, this is an interesting thing. This equipment chest lets you carry over equipment between runs. Now, normally this is like pretty cool. It lets you get shield generators pretty reliably on non-command sacrifice runs. And it always spawns on stage 2, so I mean, it's pretty good. But, you have to put the battery in there, and then it doesn't matter whether you beat Providence or not from there. Run number 2 can be on any difficulty that isn't Drizzle. So it can be on Rainstorm, or if you're crazy, it can be on Monsoon. I chose Rainstorm, and it worked out just fine. Stage 1 is basically unchanged. Stage 2, you have to find that equipment chest that I mentioned, and open it up and get your equipment. Or get the battery back. Then on the next stage, this is the weird part. You have to play through stage 3 until you beat the boss, you activate the teleporter for the first time to summon the boss. You can't activate the teleporter the second time until the timer is within the minute range of 22 minutes. So anywhere between 22:00 and 22:59 will work. Why this stipulation? I honestly have no idea. I thought it was, I was thinking at first like, oh, maybe it's tied to the lore of the character, but the closest thing I got was, oh, it's model G. Well, G doesn't really correlate to 22. Either way, that little weird stipulation out of the way, you arrive on stage 4, which I think is consistently Magma Barracks, but I'm not sure. It might also be Hive Cluster sometimes. Either way, you need to find a little secret area. And in that secret area, you'll find a downed Robo-Mando and a little green arrow above him, like with the drones, indicating that you can actually do things to it. If you plop in the battery, Robo-Mando will awaken and steal all of your items. At that point, you need to let yourself be killed by Robo-Mando, and if all things go as planned, you should unlock him. Now this is super confusing. Maybe not the most confusing of the secret characters that I've seen, but definitely the most confusing one I've done recently. Most confusing one I've ever done is probably, God, it's gotta be... Probably Frog and Nuclear Throne. That one was just stupid. But I'll talk about the Lost first, because new players of Isaac are kind of spoiled because the old methods to unlock the Lost kind of sucked. And I say that with a lot of love of Rebirth, but the old method was miserable, and it was also meant to be the original intent way back in the day was that it was going to be sort of a community collaboration of sorts. That whenever you would die in a sacrifice room while holding the missing poster, it would show a small part of a mosaic. And this mosaic, to my understanding, was unique to each save file. And the logic was, oh, like if people collaborate online, they should be able to piece together the mosaic, and then from there they can solve the puzzle and unlock the character. Well, you know how the internet functions. They did no such thing. They just data mined the character. And the process to unlock him was kind of ridiculous. You'll have to forgive me, because it's been a while since I did this, so... see if I remember. You have to... It was all bomb-related stuff. You had to die to a Mullaboom as Isaac, and it can be... That one can be seeded or unseeded. You have to die to your own bomb as Magdalene. You have to die to Mom's Foot as Judas, and you have to die to Satan's Foot as Azazel. All of those could be unseeded runs, except for Azazel, and all of them had to be performed back-to-back. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, Macmillan was clearly not pleased with this, so the next time he added a secret character, he made it part of a full-on ARG, I think basically out of spite. And in Afterbirth Plus, the item data miners directly poking fun at the people who data mine the game. And in fact, the 109 in the description of data miner is a reference to the Afterbirth ARG. Because in The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, when they added Keeper they didn't add Keeper right off the bat. It's not that he was a hidden character, he literally wasn't in the game at first. And the way to unlock him was... shoot. No, my little guy. The way to unlock him is by completely filling out the donation machine, but the way that people had to unlock him outside of the game was through a complicated ARG type of quest that people had to partake in real life, which was fun. But the catalyst for that whole thing was 109, which to my memory was money equals power? It's either money equals power or we need to go deeper. My memory isn't great. I think it's we need to go deeper, actually. They had to go to a shed in, like, the northwest and dig up a little doll of the Keeper. It's been ages. I don't remember the specifics of the thing. Maybe at one point I'll make a video like reminiscing about it because it was genuinely a cool thing. And it was the fun kind of ARG too. It wasn't done to be like, oh, cool and mysterious and super deep, man. No, it was literally just done out of spite. I love that for Macmillan. But Frog is another one that is just, ugh. God, I think I have Frog unlocked, but it's been literal years since I've touched Nuclear Throne, so I don't actually remember. So, Frog. The deal with Frog is, first I should explain a little bit about Nuclear Throne. Nuclear Throne was another roguelike made by Vlambeer, very, very well-respected developers, almost specifically because of this game. And it's good. It's very, very good. Very good. It's hard, but not exceedingly hard. I'd say it's easier than like Spelunky or Monolith or a lot of other roguelikes or Noita. It's on the lower half of the difficulty spectrum, but it's still very hard. I guess the bone grinding difficulty is just a staple of the genre. It's not even like, oh, certain games are harder than others. No, all of them are. It's just that some are harder than others, but all of them are really hard. Come on, kill the attack. Aw. Kill the attack drone for me, please, so that I can repair him. Shield generator is insane right now. Bring him through. There we go. You're back and you're fresh. But to understand something about Nuclear Throne, Nuclear Throne had some pretty interesting meta progression that wasn't unlocks in the form of trophies. Or in the, not trophies, rather, crowns. So, on, I believe it was 3-2, 5-2, and... Right, because labs. 3-2, 5-2, and 7-2. And 1-2 starting from the first loop. You could find little crown vaults. And upon entering the crown vault for the first time, it's pretty unspectacular for the first time through. You just walk in, you can find a little pedestal, you walk on the pedestal, portal appears, and you get to pick a crown. And the crowns offer more interesting ways to play the game, and little, like, stipulations. Ooh, very nice. Little cute stipulations and ways to play the game, like the Crown of Blood. Everything drops less XP, but there's also way more enemies, so it balances out. And in fact, I think the Crown of Blood technically gives you more XP per stage at the end of the day. So it's worth it if you're willing to deal with the hordes. There's the Crown of Guns, which makes it so that guns drop in place of ammo. So you get the little ammo boost from the initial picking up of a gun, but no more past that. There's the... God, it's been so long. There's one that makes pickups worth more, but they also decay way faster. There's a lot of really fun ones. I am glad I have the Voltaic Mitt right now. This is a very scary boss. Go away. Can't you see I'm busy, Clayman? I'm watching my HP like a hawk. If it gets too low, I'm pressing G. Wow, Frost Relic is carrying my ass. Nah, the hardest part is easily going to be Providence, so... Even if I make it through these levels, this is not the hardest part. But the thing about trophy rooms is that they actually... I keep wanting to call them trophies. No, crown vaults. The thing about crown vaults is that they're actually slightly different in loops. Not only is there a different selection, but the second time onward, visiting a crown vault will be slightly different, and unique enemies will spawn when you try and leave. However, there's also a little box, and this box functions like the equipment chests that's used for the Robomando quest, that you can place a gun in, no matter what the gun is, and it will be there for you in the next run. Provided you can make it that far. And this is a fun little feature, but it also serves a function in unlocking one of the secret characters. Now, there are technically 2 secret characters, but the unique quality of Frog is that you can actually select him from the menu. Because the way that you unlock Frog is you need to find a golden frog pistol. And the trouble with a golden frog pistol... And the thing about golden weapons is that when you pick up a golden weapon and then leave the level with it, it gets added to the character select screen. And you can only hold one at a time, unfortunately. So I think if I do have it unlocked, it's on YV, if I remember correctly. But it's been, again, it's been so long since I played, I don't remember if I even have it unlocked. Because I remember I used to main YV. But anyway, what you have to do is you have to make it up to Loop 1 of the sewers and fight the boss, Mom, who's just a really big frog. And in the process of fighting Mom, you have to damage her with a golden weapon of some kind. Now, in most situations, usually golden weapons are all tier 1, maybe tier 2 weapons. I think technically the best golden weapon is the golden nuke launcher, but starting off the run with a nuke launcher is a bad idea, so that may as well also be a tier 1 weapon because of how easily it gets you killed. So usually it's just going to be a golden weapon that you find out on the field. Damage Mom with it, and when Mom dies, Mom will drop the frog pistol. Now notice I didn't say golden. In order to make it golden, you need to store it in a crown vault. I almost call it a freaking trophy vault again. You need to store it in a crown vault and then come back later. And on a different run, if you come back and find it, it will now be the golden frog pistol, and you can pick it up and use it. And it'll be yours to keep. And Frog is not a very interesting character, though I will say Frog is actually referenced in the Isaac mod Fiend Folio. One of the custom challenges is called Frog Mode. And that's what that is. It's a direct reference to Frog. And the gimmick with Frog is that you cannot stop moving. Well, almost. The way that you stop moving is... oh god, this is... oh, I don't like this. I'm trying to get over on the right. But that ain't working. These stupid Power Rangers, go away. If nothing else, this character does let me res my drones for free. That's an archaic wisp. Neato. I'm just up here looking for items. Don't you guys have somewhere better to have some better place to be? Uh-oh. Nice. I have actual firepower now. Now please don't be Toxic Beast. I don't know if that's any better. But there is, I think I mentioned there is another Nuclear Throne secret character, but you can only barely call him a secret character because he's not selectable normally. He is selectable in the mod Nuclear Throne Together, but that's not relevant. So in the lab area, there are necromancers. And necromancers do about what you'd expect them to do. If there are corpses of enemies on the ground, the necromancer will walk up and reanimate them. Well, if you're playing the character Melting and you let yourself die next to a necromancer's resurrection circle, you will come back to life as the character's skeleton. And congratulations, Skeleton is that secret character. Now, Skeleton is Skeleton's an odd case because Skeleton is intentionally quite a bad character. He has lower health than normal, lower movement speed than normal, which is very, very uncommon in Nuclear Throne, because I think every character has at least base character speed, and one or two of them can go faster. Or I guess Plant can go faster, and then everyone else can go faster with the extra legs mutation. Skeleton is slower, has less health, and has a very unique question mark ability called Blood Gamble. And how Blood Gamble works is, by the way, I'm on Temple of the Elders, what the hell? The thing about Blood Gamble is you right-click and you have a 50-50 chance to either use your currently selected weapon for free and take no damage, or take 1 damage. On paper, this is pretty good, but considering that Skeleton gets nothing else, it isn't that good. This seems like a fine time to farm for some cash. I probably will need it. If I get one more regular drone, I think I could actually get a golden drone. But funnily enough, in Nuclear Throne there are Ultra Mutations. Once you hit level 10, you can select between one of 2 very unique and very powerful mutations that no other character gets access to. And Melting is kind of, Skeleton is kind of an interesting case, because he comes from Melting. So, when you revive a Skeleton, you're set to level 0 and you lose all of your mutations, so you have to build them back up over time. One of the Ultra Mutations for Skeleton is to become Melting once again and get a bunch of mutations as recompense. But I always thought that was really interesting. And the other option is just to upgrade your Blood Gamble a little bit. Oh, I'm definitely looking for that, for either a small drone or an attack drone. It's very tempting. There's my golden drone. Back this way. Yes. I'm curious how good this is, but I might not live long enough to see it do the full extent of its things. I also wonder if it goes down, can I resurrect it as a golden drone, or will it come back as a regular drone? Hell, can it die? Is that the gimmick, is that it's immortal? Look at that. Get him. Ooh. Oh, no legendary up here. Very sad. Dios, excellent. Alright, I'm gonna be real, this run kind of blows. I'm very surprised that I've made it this far. Uh-oh. I need to keep these drones above sea level. Oh. If I can keep the drones above sea level, then it'll be fine. I didn't realize how low the cooldown was on this. Oh my god. And you know I'm setting myself up for failure, because if I manage to do this first try, then then next video I'm doing this shit in Monsoon, because this is getting ridiculous. I was like, surely not. Surely something is gonna come from out of left field and completely tank the run. I think the main problem is that against Providence, I won't have access to Frost Relic. And I feel like that, I'm worried that's going to tank this run. Because that's been my main source of damage output, but screw it. Let's go to the contact flight, let's see how this goes. I have lower cooldown and double uptime on the shield, so hopefully that helps. I accidentally used it. But it's a 33-second cooldown. I'm immune for something like 12 of those seconds. Hey, get off there. Get up off of that thing. That is probably my favorite fun fact. One of my favorite musical fun facts. Ow, okay. One of my favorite Clayman. Okay, can y'all just like, thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. That's one of my favorite musical fun facts of all time, is the origin of the Philly hit. To anyone that doesn't know what the Philly hit is, you probably don't know it by name, but you definitely know it by sound. Wow, okay, thanks, game. You definitely know it by sound. It's arguably, I think it is the most common musical sample of all time. It's also used in Pizza Tower as the parry sound. These Claymen are a problem. Useless, even though it is cool. Ah. Alright, fine. Can't pause buffer my way out of this one. Is there a way for me to get down there? I'd quite like a free red item. Looks like that's the ticket. Uh-oh, Vagrants. Vagrants cannot be stunned, that's kind of a problem. I like how you have full movement during your primary. It almost feels like they added that in post to make the character better, because he was just so awful before. I'll take it. Oh, this is my spawn point. This is a spawn point? I always forget with this stage. I think this is... I think this isn't my spawn point, but I think this is canonically where Providence came into the ship. Thank you. Ah, there you are. So I was on the right track. I just gotta exit out the back door. Let's hit that again for good measure. I wonder if that's affected. I wonder if that active item is affected by the thing that has a chance to double active item effects. Because I'm not triggering it from my use item slot, but I am still triggering it. Oh, that's mean. And it gave me a useless red item too. Piss off. Surely there's another way to access that. There's so many macrobic predators. That's really annoying. They're not hard enemies to fight, but they're really irritating because they're shield. They just have a ton of health. Haha. I'm not even doing that out of safety, that's just out of spite. I wonder if this ability works on the keycard doors. That is an elite Elder Lemurian, no thank you. Oh, Brilliant Behemoth is nice. Wonder if this chest... Nah, this chest doesn't open. Nah, damn it. It even makes a little buzz. Hey, keycard. Oh. What? That works on this stage? Thank you for the Gauss Cannon, I appreciate it. Oh, this is terrifying. Thank you for the dodge chance. Ah. How does Umbrella even work here? I guess we'll find out. Alright. Okay, Umbrella does work, but it's just not gonna be active for very long. 2, 1. Bow. I love the visual effect on that now. Yeah, I am actually doing pretty well so far. Ow. Ooh. Oh. Okay. I appreciate that only his head has a hitbox. We've hit the final difficulty on the slider. Good timing on that too. Oh, wait, he's always there? That's good to know, actually. Ow. You. Alright. This is where things start to derail. Yeah, I think the golden drones are just invincible. Because they don't have the... They don't have green to yellow to red like the other drones do. Speaking of drones, this is probably where I lose mine. Because of the death beam and all that. Oh. Oh. Okay, that was a cool dodge. Whoa. Well, I guess this is gonna be like the... It's gonna be like the Artifact of Origin video, huh? Shit. You know, I kind of don't want to publish this video now because now I'm now obligated to do this on Monsoon if I do. And so it left nothing behind. Cool. That's really cool. Oh. Oh shit, the music. Hang on, I'm gonna mute up and let the music play. Damn. I don't know what this music is from, but it's groovy. But yeah. Okay, that was actually really cool. I wasn't expecting new music. Well, I guess next time we try it on Monsoon. And that is probably going to just be a compilation of me dying over and over. Whatever. I've done this to myself. Either way, though, this was cool. Thanks so much for watching.